Welcome back to Mini Millionaire. We have a super interesting topic today. Let's jump right in.
For the top 1%.
The top 1%.
What are the stereotypes of the 1%?
What does it take to be in the top 1%?
Even those of you who talk about the 1%, you don't really get what's going on.
We hear about the top 1% all the time. Yes, I do mean the richest 1% of America. The same 1% of our population that owns more than 2 times the wealth of the bottom 99% put together. Over the last 100 years, the wealth gap has only grown wider. Why this is and what can be done about it, I certainly don't have the age, knowledge, influence, or the desire to answer those questions. But what I can do is try to nurture my way of thinking around this reality. So I started researching about this topic. But I did not focus on the top 1% like everyone else. I went and looked at the bottom 99% on what I could learn from that side. Consider this. 1% of all school kids may end up playing in their middle school football team. 1% of those boys may go into the starting 11 of a good high school football team. 1% of those may get into an Ivy League school on a football scholarship. 1% of those may get drafted into the NFL. 1% of those become Hall of Famers. Similarly, 1% of all people are millionaires. 1% of those are billionaires, and so on. So the term 1% does not refer to a fixed 1%. It is actually a pyramid within a pyramid. It is a relative 1%. The first thing that I learned is that when people typically have a goal of getting into the top 1%, they do not have a clear idea of which one. If someone wanted to get into the group that gets drafted into the NFL, but only has the mindset and work ethic that will take them into the high school football team, then they should not be surprised when they end up only getting into that level. From what I've learned, this miscalculation is the primary reason why the bottom 99% end up where they are. Dreaming of getting somewhere, but the effort and mindset not matching that dream. So it is super important to study those in the top 1% and change our mindset to reflect that, even if we are not already there. Let's look at some challenging times we as a nation faced in the recent past. September 11th, 2001, housing collapse, 2009, COVID 2020, and there were many more before that. What can we learn from those times? Let's look at the stock market charts during those times. The following is based on what I've been told. In 2001, during the dot-com crash and 9/11, the economy tanked big time. It was a double whammy and lots of people suffered. Negativity about the future spread everywhere. News channels screamed 24/7 on doom and gloom. Everyone was scared and feeding off of each other's fear, and soon there was widespread panic. This led to a steep drop in the stock market because everyone started to sell at once. By everyone, I mean 99% of the population. A huge magnet of greed ended up crashing the housing market in 2009. Many innocent people lost their life savings and jobs. Just like in 2001, negativity spread, news channels screamed doom and gloom. Everyone was scared for the future and panic set in. Led to a steep drop in the stock market. Everyone started selling. By everyone, I mean 99% of the population. An unknown virus struck. Very little was known about it, and it was difficult for world leaders to react. News channels screamed doom and gloom. People were feeding off of each other's fear. Panic set in. The stock market took a steep drop because everyone started selling. By everyone, I mean 99% of the population. You now see where I'm going with this? In each of those scenarios, there was a certain 1% that waited, and when the time was right, used the money they had to lap as many stocks, homes, and businesses that they could for dirt cheap prices. Because they knew that every time there was a crisis situation, that we would eventually find a solution to get back to growth. It has happened over and over again in the past several centuries. The top 1% know that. Number 1, humanity has survived millions of years against far worse disasters, and that we will eventually get over any problem. Number 2, when everyone is greedy, be fearful. And when everyone is fearful, be greedy. Number 3, crisis situations offer challenges, but also the greatest opportunities. And most importantly, Never follow the crowd. There is a reason the place where the top 1% are is not crowded. So my takeaway is, if you want to be part of the 1%, you don't do that by following what the other 99% do. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment below. I would love to know your perspective.